Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. He's bringing me a toy. Digger, mommy needs to film this video. She's been promising it for a very long time. And I need to be emotionally ready. I don't even have Kleenex and I don't cry a whole lot. But this subject matter usually kind of makes me... I hadn't made it because it's a very difficult subject matter for me. It's one of my, if not my biggest struggles in life. I have battled weight my entire life. If I'm all over the place or if I'm jumbled or whatever, like I said, it's a difficult thing for me to talk about. And some people may be like, girlfriend, it's all you did was lose weight, relax. For as long as I can remember, food has been an issue for me. I love food. Food is something I think about 24/7. I've never been one of those girls who can eat whatever she wants and be skinny. My sister was that person. She could eat cheeseburgers and french fries and donuts and chips and hot dogs, and she was a size 0. And I had friends that were that way who could just, when I was with them, they could eat whatever they wanted, and unfortunately didn't get that. I can sniff a donut, I can look at a cookie, and I will gain weight from it. And it's been an unfortunate thing, but you know, boo-hoo, a lot of people are like that. 4th grade kind of for me is where it really stands out, where I started really getting chubby and gaining a lot of weight. And through 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, I got very chubby and I was a big kid. And I loved to eat, obviously. What kid doesn't? I ate and I got big. Like I said, all my girlfriends were skinny and cute and little. They could eat whatever they wanted in school, and I was that girl who couldn't. And in the mean, I was very active. I did dance. I took ballet and tap for years. I ran. I was a very active kid. I loved to swim. So it's not as if I wasn't that kid that sat in front of a TV and like played like video games all day long and just stuffed her face and sat inside the house. I was really, really active and I was always outside doing things. But anyhow, so it was 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. I remember specifically. I was becoming more aware at that point that I was bigger than my friends. One, because I would get the fat jokes and I couldn't fit into a lot of clothes. Obviously my sister was always very, very thin. I looked at her in admiration thing like, wow, she's so lucky. The summer between 6th and 7th grade, I made it a point to lose weight. I thought, I'm going to do this. I have to do this. I want to go into 7th grade. I was going into a new school and I wanted to be a different person. I hated who I was when I was a bigger person. That's one of the reasons why I don't even talk about it, because a lot of the times, okay, this will be a like 40-minute video if I even start to go into like emotional, why this, why that type of stuff. So I need to try and keep it as is. So like I said, the summer between 6th and 7th grade, I began working out and I started doing cardio at home every single day. And I started to kind of watch what I ate, but not so much. It was mainly just cardio. I actually, in the midst of that too, stopped eating red meat. I haven't had a cheeseburger or red meat since it was probably, 8th grade. I think 8th grade is when I stopped eating burgers. I haven't had a burger since 8th grade. I just stopped eating red meat. Steak, hamburgers, red meat, haven't had it. So I lost a considerable amount of weight. I have no idea how much I lost. I just know that I got into really good shape and I got thin and I was so proud of myself. And I remember going to I always did back to school shopping, and I went and I got a pair of like these denim shorts and these really cute tops, and I was like, I felt so good about myself because I actually was a normal size girl. Normal to me. Mind you, everything I say is about me. I'm not saying it about you guys or whatever your size is. This is how I viewed myself. So to me, I thought that I was a normal size girl. Went into 7th grade feeling so good about myself. But it got to the point where because I wasn't able to do that cardio every single day and keep up with it, and being in school, you kind of just eat more. You're not really paying attention to what you're eating. I would begin to put some weight on. And that's when the eating disorders basically started. I would starve myself. I would make myself throw up. I would just straight up not eat at all. And I was very aware. I had a girlfriend also who was kind of into the same thing. So we would be like anorexic together basically and just not eat or starve ourselves and see how long that we could go with that. At the end of 7th grade, I began to get bullied. I wasn't sure why, because the girl who started bullying me was actually a really good friend of mine. Not a really good friend, but a girl that I had known that I was perfectly fine with. But she kind of started to bully me, and I was like, this is weird. And it was literally like right at like the last week of 7th grade. So from 7th grade to 8th grade, during that summer, I again began battling my weight again because I started putting weight on, and I would eat and make myself throw up, eat and make myself throw up. From the first day of 8th grade, I began getting bullied even harder by this girl who her and her group of friends began bullying me every single day. And if you guys want a story on that, like a bullying story and what happened to me, I can share it, but I was bullied every day throughout 8th grade. I was also bulimic, making myself throw up to try and lose the weight. And obviously I saw that it was working, so I began doing it more. And I remember on so many different occasions just feeling sick, like I wanted to pass out in school. And one in particular time, I started getting really lightheaded and dizzy. And I'm like, whoa, I asked the teacher, I'm like, I think I'm gonna, like, can I please go to the nurse? I think I'm gonna pass out. And this teacher was so horrible to me and gave me so many problems. But I was literally like I was hunched over with my stomach, with like stomach pains, like, please, I have to. So she let me go to the nurse's office. And I remember going to the nurse's office and telling her, you know, I feel like I'm going to get sick. And she was like, you look blue, you look purple. Like, are you okay? She was like, when's the last time you ate? And I kind of vaguely shared with her a little bit what had been going on with me, but didn't tell her everything. And they called my dad, which I don't know why my dad was home. My dad was usually always working, but my dad was to come pick me up from school early and take me home. The nurse shared with my dad a little bit of what I'd shared with her. And I remember my dad just really lovingly, not harshly, just kind of giving me a talk. Just like, you know, you can't do that. You know, I know they're trying to lose weight, but that's not the right way to do it. And I just remember crying because I was like, and this is going to be hard because any memories of my dad. Memories of my dad are just hard to talk about, period. Oh my God, really? For those of you who don't know, I lost my dad a couple years ago from cancer. So that's why. Oh my God, seriously? I'm so not an emotional human. If my mom or sister are watching this, they're probably so tripping out, like girlfriends crying on camera. So my dad had a talk with me, was just like, you know what? You shouldn't be doing this to yourself. You need to just get healthy the right way and do it, blah, 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 like this. I continued to still do it. I was still eating and making myself throw up. And I remember being at a restaurant, eating so much. I ate so much pasta, and they had these like breaded fried balls, and they were soaked in butter, and I ate so many of them. And I just remember running to the bathroom because I'm like, I have to throw this up. I remember being in the bathroom for a while. My aunt was knocking on the door because I think she heard me throwing up. And she was just like, she kind of had to talk with me like, what are you doing in there? I saw that you ate, and immediately like you ran and you went to the bathroom. Like, what are you doing in there? And she kind of like could kind of caught on to like what I was doing. My family didn't know because obviously you don't tell people. I mean, you keep it secret. So I battled it for a long time, but between 8th and 9th grade, put all the weight back on. Got even bigger than before, way bigger than before. I needed to hurry this up. So 9th grade, freshman year, high school, another probably issue and stress for me is I went to a completely different high school than my friends. All my friends were going to one high school, and I was going to a completely separate one. That's a whole nother story. My mom and I were mugged, literally robbed and mugged in a parking lot. If you want that in a story time video, let me know. One of the reasons why I went to this completely different high school. Stress, I think, of going to the different high school. My sister was going to be going to this high school as well, so I thought, well, I'll have my sister there. That didn't really end up happening because my sister, that's another story. But anyhow, so between 8th and 9th grade, I go in freshman. I was a big girl, gained weight. There's the garbage man again. I'm going to get through this. I don't care. Sorry for the background noise. Ninth grade, I was a big girl. And again, I started getting bullied. And I was getting bullied from my sister's bullies. The girls who didn't like my sister and who would bully her started bullying me. My sister was bullied a lot in school. And her bullying, though, was because she was pretty. Pretty and skinny, and all the boys liked her, so the girls hated her because she was pretty and skinny, and they all wanted to kill her for it. It's usually the fat girls, like me, that were bullied because they're being fat and you're ugly and whatever, but she was being bullied because she was skinny and pretty, and all the boys, or the girls, you know, the boyfriends liked my sister, so the girls thought. And these were all by girls. Lovely. So I was getting bullied in my freshman year of high school by these girls. And then I started getting my own set of bullies. It basically was threatened many times to be killed by another set of bullies. There were a lot of gangs in my school. So that's a whole nother story. Moving on. I became very large and obese. From 9th grade on, I just gained and gained and didn't care. Didn't care. Ate and ate, and I liked food, and whatever genetically works against me, all my girlfriends that were skinny and little are just sitting there eating the same cheese pizza that I'm eating, but I was the one getting fat from it. So I just was a big girl, and I was a plus size girl. I just continued to get bigger and bigger. Ended up getting into a relationship, and that was a very, very, very abusive relationship. I met this guy. In the beginning, everything was great, but it's that whole process of they start out great and then it just turns wrong. That's another video where I was in a very physically abusive relationship for years. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Abused. I was beat up. Nearly killed. It's by the grace of God that I'm sitting here today. So that's a whole nother story time video. If you guys want these, let me know in the comments down below. But that screwed with my head. It screwed with my head bad because it made me even more of a kind of depressed person and made me just eat more and not like myself. And made me very insecure. And he was just not a good person. And was, like I said, very, very abusive, very controlling. Also, within that time, I got into a really bad car accident. Another story time where I was nearly killed. I was bedridden for almost, I don't know, close to a year, if I can remember. My memory is really foggy during that time because I had extreme head trauma, like post-operative, like coma type of like head trauma where you don't really quite remember everything. I was having to write in a journal to try and remember memories because I had such damage to my brain. And I was in the accident with him, my boyfriend at the time, and my sister. And so I was bedridden and I had to go through physical therapy and learn to use my body. And because of being bedridden and not being able to move, I gained even more weight and put on more weight and more weight. And he got more abusive and I gained more weight. And before you know it, I was just one big girl, plus size girl. I'm going to try and not to talk about size in terms of numbers because I don't want people to be as number obsessed or scale obsessed as I have been my entire life. But let's just say I was a plus size girl. Let's just put it that way. And I just was very insecure. I always turned to food. Food was always my comfort. Food was always the place I could go for that comfort, for that if I'm upset, if I'm bored, I eat. I'm a bored eater. If I'm sad, I'm an eater. I eat for everything. If I'm happy and excited, I eat. Food is everything to me. It's like I live to eat. Food has always been that for me. Throughout all that entire relationship, like I said, I just ate and ate and ate and got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then finally that relationship ended. Thank you, God. That'll be, like I said, part of that story if you want to hear it. And I'm so proud of myself in the fact that I got out. And when I got out, girlfriend changed. She changed. And I was like, I became a new person and I had a new lease on life. And I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be that girl. That's why it's so hard for me to talk about, because she was so insecure. And she hated herself. And she let a guy beat her. And she let him destroy so many years of her life. And I thought, I don't want to be that girl anymore. I want to be who I see myself as on the inside, from becoming like this new butterfly in a way. I felt like I was kind of like a butterfly that just kind of like cocooned, and I had this new lease on life. And so I began working out, and I just began doing a lot of working out and eating right. And all of that's going to be in my weight loss video of how I lost weight. My whole, how I did it, what I ate, and all that, and that will be in that video. But I just wanted to first make my body struggles video and all that, so you guys just know where I'm coming from and what led up to that. I just couldn't take it anymore. And so I just decided to stop. And I decided to just start working out. Let me just say this. When you lose weight, my mind, I thought everything in life was going to be better. I thought that the sun would shine brighter, the birds would chirp louder, people would treat me better, guys wouldn't cheat on me, guys wouldn't beat me, guys would just, if I were skinny, I would be such a better person. You guys, it doesn't change. Like, get healthy for you. Get healthy for you. And that's one thing I had to learn through all of it, is it's about me. It's my daily struggle. It's my personal battle. It's me. It's about me. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it for you. Till this day, you guys, I have extreme body dysmorphia. I look at myself in the mirror and I still see that big girl. I remember seeing, it was an Oprah episode where it's like there's a mirror and there's a skinny girl on one side looking into the mirror, and who she sees is a completely different, it's the old girl. It's who I used to look like. It's like I still see that person. I have such extreme body dysmorphia. I still have to watch everything I consume. But I've learned to take it in a healthier manner. And like, that's why I say it's a daily battle. It's a daily battle for me. I have to daily, every day I wake up, make the choice. That's why I always say it's a personal choice. Like I said, I thought for so long that if I were skinny, people would treat me differently. And it's funny because now the treatment I get since I lost all my weight is I get a lot of hate from girls who look at me and are just mean, and I don't know why. I immediately think, oh, it's because I'm fat, or it's because I look a certain way, or that's why they don't like me. To understand that their issue with me is their own personal issue. I haven't done anything to them. They just have an issue because they have an issue with themselves. But one of my favorite all-time quotes is, and it's by Maya Angelou, and it is, "You may see my glory, but you don't know my story." People don't know, and like I said, I'm not acting like I've come from, pull out the violin, but people have asked me about my body struggles, and bulimia, anorexia, and all that, and I have it, and I've had it for as long as I can remember, and I've dealt with it, but I've overcome it. I still deal with body dysmorphia, and I still deal with my daily battle of food, but I've finally been able to really understand it and come from a health standpoint, because I have to. That will be in my weight loss video, because during my weight loss, I got really, really sick. And I used to joke and say that, or I still have, that I was a healthy fat person. That's talking about myself. I was a healthy fat person, but I'm a sick, skinny person. Sick mean like physically sick, because I got so physically ill after I lost my weight. And that will be in my weight loss video. So I had to battle a whole number of issues from my weight loss, which I'm still dealing with till this day. And I'm stuck with it for life, I guess, now. I've been able to keep the weight off, and I'm still always continuing to try and better myself and always do something different, because I've lost such a considerable amount of weight. Considerable. Like I said, I don't even want to put numbers out there. We're not talking 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds. No. The numbers continue to rise, guys. Not even 75, not 80. yeah, I lost a lot of weight and I've been able to keep it off. And so that's why it's just been this battle where I have to work because I'm still not that girl. I watch vlogs and I watch these girls who can just eat these foods all day long and I'm so jealous. I'm like, oh my God, you're lucky because I have to watch everything that goes into my mouth. But that's, like I said, boo-hoo me. I mean, I have my arms and my legs and my sight and my hearing and the flesh on my body and the hair on my head. And who am I to complain? So, like, I'm not trying to make this a boo-hoo story. Oh my God, like, you have to diet and work out. Literally, people who I have run into that knew me then don't even recognize me. They're like, no way, that's you. When I was at my dad's ceremony, I don't call it a funeral, his celebration of life, people who hadn't seen me for so long just looked at me and they were like they ignored me. And then I'm like, hey, it's me. And they're like, what? You're a different person. If you're battling your weight, if you're battling how you feel, no, I understand. It sucks. And that sounds stupid to just say it sucks. But like I said, I mean, it does. But again, it's not as if, I don't know. I always feel like I have to justify that it's not as if I'm in a state that can't be helped because I've helped myself and I've come so far. But just know that I understand. So I guess this is kind of a story time video. It's more just like my lifelong battle with my weight, I guess. And I still battle it. So it's still currently happening, unfortunately. Being skinny is not worth dying or being sick. It's just not. It's just not. It's better to be healthy than to be skinny. So just see your weight loss when you come from this bigger person and you start losing weight, you're applauded for it because you look so great. Oh my gosh, you look amazing. Keep doing it. Keep it up. And little do people know what it is that I'm doing to lose that weight behind closed doors. I love you guys so much and thank you for being patient waiting for this video, and just big hugs to you guys, and I love you. And please be kind to each other always, please. You never know what somebody else is battling. You never know. You may see a smile on somebody's face and think that their life is so wonderful, but you don't know what they're going through and what they're battling. That's where I've come from. Girls that have attacked me and made horrible comments to me on my YouTube channel about, oh, calling me the crypt keeper, meaning like a skinny skeleton. And on my healthy haul videos, they're like, oh, don't listen to some skinny bitch who probably eats 500 calories a day and doesn't even know what it's like to lose weight. Really? Really? I doubt you were ever in my shoes or ever the size I was at one time to get myself to this size. So people, you don't know other people's stories. I've never been a naturally skinny girl and I still am not. So that's it. Please be kind to each other always, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye guys.